Hello everyone, a very good morning to you all. I will be discussing sample papers for IMO of grade 4. Okay, so let us start. So before starting to solve the questions, I would like to discuss the paper pattern. So the paper pattern is divided into two sections, that is mathematics and achievers section. So mathematics is a section that has 30 questions in total and each question is for 1 mark. Okay, so the total weightage for this part is 30. Now let us start solving the questions. So the first question is, wait, okay. So now the first question is, how many common factors do the numbers 40 and 90 have? Okay, options are A5, B4, C6 and D8, right? So now to find out the common factors, first of all, we have to find the individual factors of both 40 and 90. So first of all, let's talk about 40, right? So the factors for 40 will be 1, 2, 4, 5, then 8, 10, 20 and 40. Okay, so these are the total factors of 40. Now next is factors for 90, right? So now factors for 90 will be 1, 2, 3, 5, then 9, then it will be 10, next is 18, then 30 and 45 and last one is 90, right? So now these are the individual factors for both of these. So the question is, how many common factors are there? So now let us start circling the common factors. So the first common factor is this. Next common factor is this. Okay. Now next common factor will be 5. Next common factor will be 10. And then are there any more common factors? No, there are no more common factors. So the total count of common factors here is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the right answer to the question will be option B. Okay. Now, second question is, what is the minimum number of squares that must be shaded so that the given figure for PQ as a line of symmetry? Okay. So now let's start checking from this side. Okay. So we will begin from this side. Now first, this is properly shaded, right? Because this shows symmetry completely. Now next is this part, right? This is square and this is square. So now both of these are unshaded, which makes symmetry, right? Now next is these three squares, right? This one and this one, right? Okay, again, this is unshaded, this half is unshaded on that side and it is unshaded on this side as well, right? Now this square is shaded on that side and this square is shaded on this side. So again, this is in symmetry. Now talking about these four squares, okay, so now one of this is unshaded on that side and this is unshaded on this side. So this is in symmetry. Now, but talking about these two squares, this one is shaded and this one is unshaded. So this is not symmetrical. Now, to make it symmetrical, what we will do is we will shade this part as well. Okay, so let's count this square. Now, next is this one. Okay, this 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this square is like unshaded and this is divided into two halves. So this is in symmetry. Now talking about these two squares, this one is shaded and this one is unshaded, right? So we need to shade this one also. So let's count this as well. Now talking about this square and this square, we talk about two of these squares now. So now this is shaded and this is unshaded, which makes it which does not make it symmetry, right? So to make it symmetry, what we have to do is we have to also shade this square, right? So now let us count this one also, and finally this particular square is already divided into two parts and this is already shaded, right? So now the question was, what is the minimum number of squares that must be shaded so the given figure has PQ as a line of symmetry, right? So what is the count of the squares that need to be shaded? It is 3, right? 1, 2 and 3. So the right answer to the question will be option A, 3. Okay. Now, next question is, which of the following options represents the shaded part of the given figures, right? So let us name these figures as figure 1, figure 2 and figure 3. Okay. Now, uh, let us note down the shaded fraction of these figures. So for the first figure, this will be 3 out of 4, right? Why? Because 4 different parts, and out of the 4 different parts, 3 parts are shaded, right? Now next is 2 out of 4. Okay, that is 2 by 4. Now again, for the third figure, it will be 2 by 4, right? Now, the question was shaded part of the figure fraction. Okay, so now if we do the sum for all of these, what will be the final operation? It will be 3 by 4 plus 2 by 4 plus 2 by 4, right? Now, according to this operation, which of the following options is the right one? Okay, so this will be option, that is this option number C. Why? Because 2 by 4, then again 2 by 4, then plus 3 by 4, right? Now, next is question 4. Select the correct option. Okay, so now this is a question related to the time, right? Related to time. So first of all, what we will all do is we will see these clocks in all the options, and we will write the actual time that these clocks are showing us, and then we will match the given time with the statements given. Okay. So the for the first one, what is the time here? Here it is 8:45, right? 8:45. Okay. Now, what do you call it as? We call it as 15 minutes. Wait, 15 minutes. Okay. 15 minutes to 9, right? Now, next, here it is 7:20, right? So, this will be 7:20. And how do you call it? You call it as 20 minutes past 7, right? Now, next is this is okay, 5:15. Okay, 5:15, and this is definitely quarter past 5, right? So this will be, wait, quarter past 5. And the last one is it shows 3:10. Okay, so how will you read it as? We will read it as 10 minutes past 3, right? So now, uh, out of these four options, which one do you think has both the statements equal? Right? The statement that we wrote down after seeing the clock and the statement that was already given. It is option C, right? Why? Because it was written quarter past 5, and quarter past 5 is what we found out, right? So therefore, the right answer to this will be option C. Now, next question is, in a school race, Aman ran 2 kilometer 50 meter, Gunjan ran 3 kilometer 150 meter, and Karthik ran 1 kilometer 540 meter. Okay. Now, how much distance did they cover altogether, right? So now we have to do the sum of how much distance all of these three people ran, right? So let us do the sum. So we will write the kilometer distance here and the meter distance here. Now, first of all, talking about Aman, the distance was 2 kilometer and 50 meter, right? Now let's talk about Gunjan. So for Gunjan, the distance was 3 kilometer and 150 meter, right? And finally, for Karthik, what was it? It was 1 kilometer and 540 meter, right? So now let us do the sum. So this will be 5 plus 5. Okay, this will be 0. Now 5 plus 5 is 10, and 10 plus 4 will be 14. Now 1 will be carried here. So 5 plus 1 is 6, and 6 plus 1 will be 7. Okay. Now on this side, on the part of kilometer side, this will be 2 plus 3, that is 5, and 5 plus 1 will be 6. So the total will be 6 kilometer and 740 meter. So the right answer to this question is option D. Okay. Now, the question is find the perimeter of the shaded part of the given figure. Okay, this is the question, right? So now it is given to us that each side of this small square, that is this small square, it is equal to what? 2 centimeter, right? Now we have to take the distance of all the sides, right? So let us start counting. So for this will be 2, again this will be 2, now this will be 2, this will also be 2. Like this we will mark first of all the sides. So these are the sides that we will be counting. Wait, I will mark it one by one. So yeah, now see, these are the sides that we have to count to figure out the perimeter, right? Now what we will do is, we know that each side is for 2, right? And basically, what is the perimeter? What is the formula for a perimeter? That is 4 into side. So why 4? Because there are 4 sides in a square, right? So therefore, for this part also, what we will do is, we know the distance, that is 2, and now we will multiply it with what? We will multiply it with the number of sides. So now let us count the total number of sides, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, then 16, 17, 18, and 19. Okay, so this will be 2 into 19. So now the answer for us will be 38 centimeter. Okay, so the answer for this one will be option C. Okay, now next question is, which of the following options is correct? Okay, so in this question, we are provided with 4 different statements and we have to check that which one is true. Okay, now for this side, okay, let us consider this as LHS and RHS. So the RHS for the first LHS for the first statement says 8,214. Okay, now let us talk about the RHS. So here the expanded form is given. If we combine the expanded form, if we write it in the contracted form, what will it be? This will become 8,014. So are these two the same? No, right? So this is not correct. Now talking about this, on the LHS side, we have 21,425. Now let's talk about the RHS side. So on RHS side, it is this will become 20,000 uh, 21,450, right? So are these two same again? No, they are not same. So this is also incorrect. Now talking about option C, on the LHS side it is 32,104. Now let's talk about the RHS side. So on RHS side this will be 32,104. Okay, now are these two the same? Yes, they both are same, right? So this will be the correct statement. So the right answer to the question is option C. Okay. Now, next is question number 8. The given table shows the number of books donated by an NGO to needy children in 5 different months. Okay, what are the months? The months are January, February, March, April, and May. Okay, now further the question says that find the fraction of the number of books donated in January and May together to the total number of books donated in all the 5 months. Okay, so now basically in this question we have to find what? A fraction, right? Now what okay, so to make the fraction we have to always find two things, that is the numerator and the denominator part, right? So first of all let us talk about the numerator part. So what will make our numerator part is the total of the books donated in January and May. So for January it was 250 plus for May it was 150, right? So the total of this will give us our numerator. Now if we talk about the denominator part, what will give us our denominator? See, uh, total number of books donated in all the 5 months, right? So we have to take the total number of books from all the 5 months. So this will become 250 plus 100 plus 130 plus 120 and plus 150, right? Okay, so now if we do the sum for these, the numerator part will become 400 and the denominator part will become 750. Okay, now can we cancel out the similarities here? Now can we convert this fraction into the simplest form? Yes, we can. Okay, so first of all let us cut down these two zeros. Now okay, now if we take the table of 5, this will become 12 and this will become 15. Okay, wait, this will uh, yeah, this will become 8. Sorry, I have mistaken. So this will become 8 and this will become 15. So the right answer to this question will be option D, that is 8 upon 15. Okay. Now, next question is, how many of the following figures are closed? Right. Now tell me, what is a closed figure? A closed figure is that figure which do not have any of its side as open, right? So a figure that is enclosed on all the 4 or many multiple sides is known as a closed figure. Okay, so now let us count the number of figures that are closed. So this is the first closed figure. This is the second closed figure. Now, is it a closed figure? Will you consider it one? No. Why? Because this is open. Okay. Now, next, this is the third closed figure. Wait. Okay, and this is the fourth closed figure. So out of these 6 figures, two figures are unclosed and 4 figures are closed. So the answer to the question will be option A, that is 4. Okay. Okay, everyone. So the next question that we will be solving is question number 10. So now the question says which should not be placed in the box to have the numbers in order from the greatest to the least, right? So now for this question, what we have to do is we are provided with 4 options, and now we have to try to put each of these options in this box, and we have to check that uh, if the order for the boxes remains greatest to the least. Okay, if in any of the case if in any of the case the pattern gets disrupted, that will be our answer. Okay, so now if we try to place 2431 here, the order will remain from greatest to least, will it? Okay, so now we will not consider this as our answer. Now next is 3241. If we try to place 3241 here, again the pattern will remain the same. Is it causing any issues to the pattern? No, right? So again, we will not consider this as an answer. Next is 5611. So, okay, if we talk about 5611, the pattern is still the same, right? Why? Because see, this has 7 at thousands place. This has 5 at thousands place. Now again, the third number also has 5 at thousands place. So we will check the hundreds place. Okay, digit at the hundreds place. So now the digit at the hundreds place are same for both of these number. So now we will check the digit at tens place. Okay, so now for tens place, here it is 4 and here it is 1. So now 4 is greater than 1. Okay, so obviously this will be the greatest number. Now again, we have checked all of these three numbers and they are not disrupting the pattern. So the answer to this question will be option D. Why? Because if we place 5946 from this number to this number, it will be greatest to smallest. But suddenly when this number appears, it disrupts the pattern. So now the pattern will not be from greatest to the smallest. Okay. So the answer to this question is option D. Now, next question is find the sum of place values and face values of digits at thousands place and tens place in the given number. Okay, so now for this question, we have to do two separate operations. So the first one is sum of place values. Okay, and next one is sum of face values. So for okay, so now what place values we have to take for the thousands digit and for the tens digit, right? So place values here will be 5000 plus 30 and face values here will be 5 and 3, right? So now this will give us 5030 and this will give us 8. So now what we have to do is we have to do the sum of these two. So it will give us 5030 plus 8, that is 5038. Okay, so the final answer to this question will be option D. Now, next question is which of the following options shows the sum of, okay, so these are Roman numerals. So first of all, let us write their actual values. So this will become 448. This will become 442 and this will become 366. Okay, now we have to do the sum for these two. So 442 plus 366, what will it give us? 6 plus 2 is 8. 6 plus 4 is 10. So 1 will be carried here. Now 4 plus 1 is 5 and 5 plus 3 is 8. So we need 808 as an answer. Okay, now if we try to check all of these four options, option C is the one which will give us the value 808. Okay, how? See, uh, okay, how? See, this D means 500, right? D means 500. Now we place triple C after this. So now whenever, for example, if I say, okay, we know that I means 1 and V means 5. Okay, so now if I place this I before V, this means I am subtracting this I from V. Now, if I place this I after the V, this means I am adding this I into the V, right? So this will give us the value 4 and this will give us the value 6. Similarly, since I am placing these three C's after the D, so it will give us value what? Plus 100, plus 100 and plus 100, right? So this will become 800 first. Then VIII, that is V and triple I means 8. So the final answer for this will be 808. Okay.